Ruto simpigi kura. Amenajisi inchi. Bila kutumia hata condom.
Let me tell you what, I've been walking around with mad respect for Kenyans lately. Like, I don't think y'all realize what you just did. Your leaders tried to blame the violence and the protests on one ethnic group, the Kikuyu community. But instead of falling for this nonsense, what did Kenyans do? They went online and said, "We are all Kikuyu." That hashtag was trending in the last 2 weeks on Twitter. Excuse me? As someone with Ethiopian and Eritrean roots who currently resides in Kenya, I can tell you, this is revolutionary and this is so healing. It's giving emotional intelligence. It's giving blueprint because, listen, the problems people are protesting in Kenya, corruption, youth unemployment, political lies, they are not unique to Kenya. That's a whole African tour. In Ethiopia, same mess. Our leaders and people alike are literally obsessed with scapegoating, and the people are so brainwashed they swallow it whole. No questions asked. That mindset has literally led to genocide of marginalized communities more than once. And then there is Eritrea, where criticizing the government is treated like treason and protests like foreign invasion. I swear to God, fam, you can't make this shit up. The second Eritreans in the diaspora protest against the government, the dictator-loving diaspora Eritreans scream, "Oh, no, 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 these aren't real Eritreans. These are Tigrayans from neighboring Ethiopia pretending to be us." You know, no facts, just vibes. It's a collective mental illness wrapped in a flag. Meanwhile, in Kenya, people face the same struggles. Corruption, inequality, state-sanctioned violence. But instead of scapegoating communities, people chose to protect each other. They chose unity. They chose truth. So, to the people of Kenya, and especially the Genz, thank you, asante sana. You're not just protesting, you are redefining resistance on this continent. And you are showing us that integrity is the highest form of patriotism. Because in a time where others are blaming certain ethnic groups, you said, "We are all Kikuyus." That's history. And the rest of us, we are taking notes.
But the truth is, Sifuna is bigger than ODM. Tell me, without Sifuna, who is ODM remaining with?
Do you think Sifuna has survived without ODM?
Sifuna is bigger than ODM now. He's a big fish in a small pond. Alisema hapo kwa TV kwamba he doesn't want to be a big fish in a small pond. He wants to be a small fish in a big pond. Kaluma, Junet, who? Without ODM, let us even take away the name Raila Odinga. Na tutoe Sifuna. ODM inabaki na nani? Ledama Olekina. Ama nani sasa atakuwa ODM?
Kuna Kaluma.
Kaluma anaweza fanya nini? Can Kaluma survive politics? Can Kaluma survive politics without ODM? Can he? Can he even win a seat where he comes from without shouting Raila Odinga?
Kuna Junet.
Junet, who is Junet without ODM? But Sifuna is going to win with a landslide, with or without ODM. You understand? So, and it's funny that most of the people who are angry are from UDA.
Yeah. Now ukiangalia the relevance of Raila Odinga maliko sahi si kama kitambo. Do you think inaenda for how long?
Akiendelea, just like I am going to derive my illustration mostly from Sifuna's speech at Citizen, that the proximity of ODM with UDA is hurting ODM more than UDA. If they continue with this association, ODM is going to lose more. You understand? And wakiendelea hivyo, Raila Odinga akiendelea mambo ati we are with Raila Odinga up to 2032. It's very painful because I think before ifike 2032, Raila Odinga will not even be able to hold a rally in this country. He will be reduced to just be a Nyanza kingpin.
Education has been affordable in this country. Today, because of Kenya Kwanza government and mismanagement and lack of interest, the welfare of wananchi Education has become unaffordable, and only people who can afford will now acquire education.
So after Raila went on live television to say that he's going to support Ruto until 2027, the party treasurer, national party treasurer, walked out of the party by 2027. Kwa sababu Raila aliona tumbo yake ni kubwa kushinda inchi, kushinda chama, kushinda wafuasi wake. Akabetray mpaka partners wake kwa opposition. By 2027, ODM itabaki chama ya omena na mbuta. Yeah, it used to be a very big party. People used to love it. So many people were in it. But people are walking out. By the time people realize, especially those who are still stuck in ODM, itakuwa imebaki party ya omena na mbuta. Na ngege. Yes. Other regions are walking out. Itabaki party ya Luos, omena, ngege, na mbuta. Yes.
Now, ukiangalia the current situation now, Rigathi Gachagua ameenda outside the country, and the slogan still remain one term. Does it have any effect?
The slogan one term is not of Gachagua's making. It's only that Gachagua was the loudest to say it. But the slogan of one term is the aspirations of the Kenyan people, saying that this government has not done as we expected, and therefore we must be able to look for another government. And they said one term, meaning that they are not going to give him another term. So Gachagua was just a player in a very big game. And therefore, even his absence does not affect the agenda of one term in any way. We are still here. We still resonate to the agenda. We were not saying one term because Gachagua is saying it. We are saying one term because it's the agenda to benefit every Kenyan person, even the one saying two term. Yes, one term is even going to be beneficial to those people who are saying two term.
For future reference,
Yes.
if the government approaches you now and say, now, Joachim, how much do you want to change your ideology?
You know, why join a government that is going home in a few months or a few years, or in 1 or 2 years? Why don't I just wait and be part of a government that actually works for the Kenyan people? You know, I cannot sell my right to think, because joining this government is tantamount to selling your right to think. People are born with the two rights, the right to live and the right to think. And joining this government is actually selling that right to think, because I have seen people who have previously been very brilliant, but immediately they joined this government and this regime, they suspended their brains, and that is something I cannot do.
We in government, we are in government. Tumepewa treasury sasa. Hatujawahi patiwa hii since independence. We are in government now. We have been given treasury for the first time. Now listen. You know, our politicians have made us Kenyans not to be qualitative in the type of leadership that we want in the country. Qualitative. They always want us to be quantitative. That mtu wetu wako hapo. Mtu wetu wako hapo. Mimi, time yenye huyu nani alikuwa, huyu Ndungu, anaitwa this former CS of Treasury before John Badi aingie. A professor mwenye ujue, his works are being accredited in Oxford University Press. I was opposed to some of the things that he was doing. I am on record. Because still I didn't believe in the things that he was doing. Na mimi hapa, sijawahi kuja kuongelea John Badi vibaya. Sijawahi. Leo, John Badi sasa nataka anisikie. John Badi, please, don't fail us like this. John Badi, don't do this. I mean, we are not here to banter anyone. We are not here to banter any region. Actually, me, I'm not. I'm here to tell John Buddy, please don't do this. You people, kama imekataa, kama imeshindikana, tuachieni nchi yetu venye mlipata. Seriously. Cause John Buddy, nikikuonaga tu kwa parliament venye ulikuwa unaoppose vitu zenye government inajaribu kuimplement. Ukioppose kila kitu, John Buddy. Saizi wewe ndo unatufanya hivi. John Buddy. Hey, John Buddy, stop doing this. Please. You guys stop doing it. Cause you are destroying our country. For real, you guys are now destroying our country. And we don't like this. I don't like this. Ukisema free education is not sustainable. It means sahi mmetoa 6,000, sindio? Parents will be paying around 16,000. Okay, you will be paying around 16,000 for each kid in school. Aya, siku ingine tena mtatoa 6,000. Mkuwe mnalipa 10,000 until the time you guys will say free education not sustainable. Kabisa. I know that is what you want to do. Guys, please stop this. Stop this.
Let me try and interpret the trend we are seeing. The first thing that has been painted out quite accurately around this table is the sense of siege that the president finds himself in. There is absolutely no doubt in the way he's reacting that he feels he's under a lot of pressure politically. That's the first thing. But secondly, is a strategy in the fight back. And a strategy that actually, in my view, recognizes the dangerous context of what the president is currently facing. The president is clearly so desperate to have an opponent with a name. And he is very concerned about running against a slogan, because it is dangerous to run against Ruto must go. That's why he desperately wants a candidate to that. Is it Maraga? Is it the tribalist? He calls Gachagua tribalist. He needs a body on it, because running against a slogan or running against a certain spirit and wave is way, way more dangerous than running against a named candidate, Ritari, who has worked for over 40 years. You know, and the president, in my view, desperately wants to create that opponent. And now, and I saw this in way back in 2002, 2001 actually, when the opposition coalition of NAK, that's National Alliance of Kenya, of Mwai Kibaki, Charity Ngilu, and Charity Ngilu, Omalo Kijana, and Mwai Kibaki, the three of them got together, and the then president Moi said, okay, but who is the candidate? Tell us, give us your leader. Because you want something so that you can define it and then decide how to fight it. And I think that's the despair the president is finding himself in right now. And why is he there? He's there because for the last 1 year, starting with the Genz protests of 2024, last year, there's just been this very heavy anti-Ruto sentiment, anti-President Ruto sentiment, which is not defined. And I saw some MPs, some of the opponents saying, oh, Kati, this president and, you know, they have been giving animals like a dog. Who would you vote for? You remember that opinion poll?
Yeah.
And the president, politically, to survive, you must walk out of that trench. If you stay in that trench, so that the campaign will be anyone but the president, it becomes a big problem. That's why he wants an opponent, a human breathing opponent that can be named. He has 2 names or 3 names, belongs to a certain party, so that he can fight that. He doesn't want to run against, especially his own record.
This is Selecta Dede.
Serious bongo lala, ikikupita we bongo lala. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hatujikuku mewaka sana, na mabisto wanachafua raga. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hakuna boka, peleke shuleni watasoma. Madaktari wamegoma, hapa sani Yesu atatuponya. Wambie punde imechoka sana, farasi bado ijapatikana. Ni mandai wanagonya na mali wanaponda, unakonda wananona. Maandamano, 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 amise maandamano, maandamano, maandamano.